This is my review on the LanLan 3x3x2. So it's a very smooth puzzle, and corner cutting, a little bit. That's because it's a bald core. Now I did have two QJ versions of this, but the turning was terrible, and it was just two halves screwed together, and it wouldn't stop falling apart. And I destroyed them in 2 videos, and you can check those out. Now with this cube I did get a barreled version from my sister for Christmas, except the edges would not stop breaking. And I tried super gluing them back together, but that didn't work, so I'll probably just buy a new one, or maybe just buy a different puzzle to replace it. But that wasn't one on my list, actually. But this puzzle was great, and it's actually the very basic puzzle to cuboids. Now this puzzle, along with the 2x2x4, both of these puzzles here are actually the basic to cuboids. So solving this one, just using just solving this just like the 3x3x2. So, like, what I mean is, both of these are basic cuboids. So, for example, this one here can help you solve 2x2x cubes. Except, however, you can use this method just with the corners, except it would be easier just to use this method, even though you gotta learn 2 extra algorithms. So, what would happen is, for example, I would solve the 2x2 part of it, and then solve the rest of it just like a 3x3x2, adding just one step in it. But I find it easier just to use the algorithms I use for this. So, after you know how to solve this, solving all the other cuboids will be easier, except you will have to know how to fix parity on it. And the parity is very similar to a 4x4 and one of the algorithms for the last 2 edges on a 5x5. So, both of them are very similar. And this one here, I will be uploading a tutorial about how to solve it and a solve video, but I will not be making a tutorial about how to disassemble this, because I broke a lot of pieces on the barrel cube, and I'm not going to take the risk with this, because this is the best one out there. I'm not buying another QJ one. However, this thing is cheaper, but if I got a lot of comments asking me to, then I'll do it. So this cube here, it is a very nice cube. And the reason it doesn't cut corners is actually because it's a bald core, and you gotta unscrew this to see the mechanism. But there's a bald core, there's bumps on it to keep the inner layer in alignment, so that when you turn this, you can turn the other layers. And a lot of the pieces on the edges that stick in broke off on the barrel cube. And with this cube, instead of 2 halves screwed together, it's much better. Although it doesn't really allow you to corner cut very good. I think that's about the best you can get, right about there. But it's still pretty nice, and some of the stickers are kind of peeling, as you can see there, and a bunch over here. I may order tiles or extra stickers for this if it's getting worse. But I definitely know that on this definitely needs new stickers. But the thing is, even though this is also a cuboid, the same thing doesn't really qualify for this. It's very intuitive, So this thing here, there's just one thing you gotta know about it. So this one here, yeah, these are the really, really, really small cuboids. They can just be solved intuitively. But larger ones have to be solved like this. Now with this one here, for one example is, a lot of the methods I use in this I actually used to solve the IE 4x4x5 I got. It took about a day to get it all down, Like, what I would do is, I would pair up the center pieces, and then pair the edges like a 4x4, but then it's reduced to a 3x3x5, except it doesn't shapeshift. And a 3x3x5, you solve this a few times doing it, but you just continue doing it. So I did that a few times, and it did work. So it reveals a screw right here that you can see the mechanism with, and you can take it off, and then you can take it apart. But if you guys want to take it apart, you can go ahead, but I'm not responsible for any broken pieces while taking it apart. So that about sums it up here. I definitely recommend this. I bought it from Amazon. I don't remember where, but it's offered for about $10, which I think is definitely a thumbs up and a decent price to add to your collection. If you guys are thinking about getting into learning how to solve cuboids, this is the one I would start with first, because this is the most important one to know. Because you can like I said, you can even start with the 2x2x4. You can do it in the same way, but although I would still recommend you learn the algorithms for this. So, thank you for watching. I'll be uploading a tutorial about how to solve it and a solve video, but not a disassembly video unless I get a lot of comments asking me to.